All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Back again with my guy Ham. Another Friday night in the MLB streets. 12 games on DraftKings. That Baltimore game did get flexed to the early slate, so there is no Baltimore game on the main slate. 13 games down to 12 games. Still 12 good ones. This is probably one of the most spread out slates I've seen in quite some time. Kind of first looking at things. Obviously got the slate plan up for SHIPIT Nation subscribers over here. But Ham, before we dive in, I got to bring you in, man. Happy Friday. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, happy Friday. I like that. They got flexed to the early game. The primetime slot at 3:30 p.m. on a Friday. Got to get ahead of that rain. But Nades, man, I'll be honest with you. It was a 4-day work week. I could get used to 4-day work weeks every week. I like those. Don't like working for the man 5 days a week. Let's go down to 4 days a week. But yeah, should be an exciting slate. You and I are what's going on, Jake? You and I are kind of aligned on pitching, so looking to break that down, look at some bats as well. But should be a pretty good one. 12 games. You always talk about it. Don't really have to worry about ownership when there's this many teams, this many stacks. It should be pretty spread out. So, yeah, let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's get into it here. Say hi to a couple of people. Our guy Kenny's in the chat here. Love all the DGen donations. Awesome community of people. Yeah, let's hit on that real quick. Shout out to our partner at SaberSim, throwing a hefty donation towards that. Everything that we're doing there to honor James. Obviously, it's not a one-time thing, right? It's forever. James' legacy is not a one-time, hey, cheers to DGen. Let's celebrate him and forget. I mean, it's impossible to forget the man there. So huge shout out to SaberSim. Huge shout out to everybody else who have donated, little, big, small, anything. I mean, it's the thought that counts. It goes a long way. DGen helps so many people, and least we want to do is give back to what he loved to do best, right? In terms of the animal shelters and taking care of others, right? Last thing he said, right, towards the end is he hated letting people down, right? All the way up until the end. So we don't want to let him down, the big guy in the big sky, right? So shout out to everyone out there who have donated anything towards the GoFundMe goal there. I think the counter's up over $20,000 now, the fuck cancer counter. So shout out to everyone there. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Lyle, Adam, Michael W., Michael Peterson, Jake Swales, everybody else in the chat. But yeah, if you haven't seen the announcements yet, it's all over our Twitter, SHIPIT Nation, otherwise ToeTagginTambo has it all up there. The GoFundMe link, all the announcements, everything that, and the U.S. Open right around the corner. We're going to have a huge, massive celebration stream right here on this YouTube channel at the same time zone, same time frame that he typically ran his emergency stream, which is 7 p.m. in the Lord's time zone, Central Standard Time for everyone out there. So make sure to tune in there. It's going to be a big, huge celebration there. And just overall spreading the good word to the best we can, right, to honor James going forward there. So appreciate that. So let's jump in here. Ham, broad slate overview, like I said, right, ownership seems to be pretty spread out overall on tonight's slate. I'll pull up SaberSim here, our partner, and go through it. But you see it here up on the screen in terms of kind of the dry run. It's pretty spread out when I have it filtered by projected score here. Seems to be pretty much Peterson and Petta, and then kind of everybody else. And then in terms of stacks, in terms of ownership and that, it's also going to be pretty spread out in general. I mean, outside of the Giants, which are probably the quote unquote chalk, if you will, if you want to classify a team as chalk here tonight, it's probably the Giants stacks just due to the salaries there and facing Quantrill there in actually a park upgrade for them. But in terms of pitching, I'll throw it over to you. Any broad slate overview based on the dry run here that you see up on the screen, and then let's go 8K and above. bring it all the way up to Max Fried at the top, Grant Holmes or Jake Irvin, down at the bottom. Probably zero interest in him personally, but Grant Holmes, all the guys in between there really hit on. Number 1, Pivetta. Number 2, Framber. Number 3, Peterson. Those kind of 4 guys in particular are kind of soaking up the majority of the ownership there, and then Brian Wu as well. What's your take in terms of pitching here tonight?
Yeah, I think we got some pretty good pitchers on the slate. I mean, I think we got some guys in really good matchups. So, yeah, I think pitching, you're going to need to nail your pitchers tonight. I think the stacks, there's going to be numerous options to choose from. I think there's a lot of good stacks when you start talking about the Torontos, the Mets of the world, people like that. I think the Braves are going to get some action against Giolito. But let's just dive right into the pitching. I mean, Max Fried, he's pretty much a pass for me at 10-3, taking on the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Max has been dynamite this season, but I'm not paying 10-3 against the Dodgers, Friday night Dodgers in Chavez Ravine. So no interest in Fried for me. Number 1 would be Nick Pivetta. He's he's going to come with some ownership. He does have a high K upside. This Pirates team has been pretty bad all season long. They got to they didn't necessarily get to Corbin Burns, but they got to that bullpen late. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. Then they got 7 or 8 runs. But this Pirates offense still not very good. You got to maneuver around O'Neal Cruz, who strikes out a ton. You got to maneuver around Brian Reynolds. Nick Pivetta, SP1 for me on the slate. Number 2 would be Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez taking on this Rays team. We want to play this Rays team at home. We want to play this Rays team against right-handed pitching. We do not want to play this Rays team against left-handed pitching. Now we got Framber, who's been balling out of control, ground ball pitcher, 7, 8, 9 plus K upside, 20 straight DraftKings points and 4 straight starts. Framber squarely up there with Pivetta. He would probably be my second favorite pitcher. You go to see who the Rockies are playing, then you go to see who the pitcher is. David Peterson, certainly in play. He's been fairly good this season, 9,000. I'd have him up there in my pool. And the 2 other, Brian Wu would kind of round out that top 4 for me, Nades, and then just 2 other guys. I want to get your opinion because I kind of like these guys. But the former Oakland Athletic great Chris Bassett-Hound, who started the season dynamite, it's kind of slowed down a little bit as we've gone across, but he's at home taking on this Oakland team who does have some pop, but also has some K. So I have a little bit of interest in Chris Bassett. And then this is my one wild card. You're probably going to make fun of me, but at home, $8,200 taking on the Boston Red Sox. I personally love picking on this Red Sox team away from Fenway Park. Grant Holmes, we know he has tremendous K upside. At $8,200, I have a ton of interest in Grant Holmes down there. Interested to hear your take on that.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of what you said there. I'll start with my SP1 on the slate. I'm right there with you with Pivetta. Pitch count is there. It's a good ballpark for pitching, especially late night when that marine layer kind of comes in there. Overall, good park. Pirates, you're not too scared. Pivetta's actually reverse splitsy there, so the righty power is kind of what tags him up there, and the Pirates just don't have a lot of that in general. If it were to go south for Pivetta, so I love Pivetta here on the slate. Price is good, pitch count's good, matchup's great, everything like that. I'd much rather just save the $500 off of Fried in a much better matchup and play Pivetta there. So I love Pivetta. I'm right there. With Brian Wu as well. I like Brian Wu quite a bit there. Gets a good matchup here, good park for pitching, obviously, there in Seattle overall. Gets this Twins team who just has a lot of strikeouts in this lineup overall. Brian Wu looks pretty good, so I think he's good. I agree with you on Framber. I like Framber a lot as well. This Tampa Bay Rays team, we play them a ton, right? When they're at home in that Cracker Jack Park, it's usually super hot there. It's usually pretty windy as well. Not the case over in Houston. And if there is an issue, it is some stolen bases, right, that cause Framber some issues overall. But again, ground ball pitcher. He has huge strikeout upside here. Pitch count's going to be there. He's consistent overall. I just think he's safe. So I like Framber quite a bit. And then David Peterson, I mean, 9K is too cheap for David Peterson, how this dude's been pitching. It's overall a pretty solid park in general for pitching up in Citi Field. I have to assume the weather's not super good by any means. I haven't looked at the temperatures there, but I'm assuming 60-ish degrees there. Looking at the weather. Yeah, temperatures in the 60s. There is 9 to 12 mile an hour winds blowing out, which scares me a little bit. But again, I mean, this Rockies team is just absolutely abysmal. If you just blindly pitched every single starting pitcher against this Rockies team, all 162 games, I would say you're more times than not, you're going to have a good score. We just saw what the Cubs pitching staff did in Wrigley. I mean, Peterson's been really good. So all four of those guys I love a ton at the top tier, 9K to 9,800 with Pivetta, Valdez, and Peterson. The other two guys that I'm looking at, or three guys, I should say, Liberatore. I know you didn't mention Liberatore too much. This dude's been actually pitching really good. This Texas team is just not the same. I know they have Corey Seager back, but man, this Texas lineup has just been absolutely abysmal all season long. So I think Liberatore is decent. I think he has some strikeout upside there. He keeps the ball on the ground in general. I don't hate him, but it's tough for me, especially seeing Chris Bassett right there at $8,600, $100 cheaper, and looking at this lineup that Oakland rolled out here. I mean, CJ Alexander, Logan Davison, Drew Avens, and Denzel Clark. I mean, they got a AAA squad in there. Obviously, they got their big dudes at the top, right? Butler, Rooker, Soderstrom, Langeliers. But the back half of that lineup is just absolutely atrocious. Even Butler, Rooker, Soderstrom all strike out against right-handed pitching. Rogers Center, decent place to pitch in as well. I think this is a good matchup for Bassett. Bassett's been pitching pretty good. He actually ranks as our best pitcher, our number one ranked pitcher on the entire slate. So now with this confirmed lineup out for Oakland, I definitely have some more interest in Bassett there. Expect his ownership to come up some, but at 8,600, I think he's a really good play. So originally I was going to like Liberatore over. I still think Liberatore is a good play. I would much rather probably just side with Bassett with this confirmed lineup I'm seeing for Oakland there. And then the other guy I have interest in up at the top is Grant Holmes. All the things you alluded to there. This Red Sox team, not afraid of him. Grant Holmes, solid pitcher, 8,200, fair price point there. He should have good pitch count. I like the Braves bats as well, so he should have some run support. So I'm with you on Grant Holmes there. So it's a pretty loaded top tier range for me. That's kind of where I want to live. There are two guys in particular that I like below 7K if you need some salary savings, but realistically, I like Pivetta, Wu, Valdez, Peterson, Bassett, and Grant Holmes, are kind of my sixth favorite, and then Liberatore is right there, kind of on the outside looking in.
Hey, two things real quick. Shout out to my boy Humboldt. Chopped a $150 last night. Relay. Congrats. How many people would you chop it up with there, Humboldt? Loves these shows. Appreciate you tuning in. The one I didn't mention, Nades, and I should have. What about Seth Lugo against Detroit, striking out 25% versus righties?
Yeah, I have no issue. I have no interest. He's coming back off the IL. He struggles with lefty power, and I actually like some of the Detroit lefties against him personally. I just don't think you need to go there personally, especially with the pitch count concern coming off the IL when Grant Holmes is right there and Bassett's right there, who I like both of those guys much more. So I'm out on Lugo for sure.
Point.
Let's go down below 7K, and I'm going to throw two guys out that I have a lot of interest in personally. Number one, Zebby Matthews. I think he has a ton of strikeout upside here. I get this Seattle team. People like to play the Seattle team, right? Obviously, you got Cabrera, one of the best hitters in baseball, and Polanco, who have been absolutely crushing the baseball. But there's a lot of strikeouts in this lineup. Zebby Matthews has really, really good K stuff. It's a really, really good park for pitching. The best park on the slate by far for pitching. Late night hammer, 7,200 with K upside. The pitch count concern can be an issue there, 80 to 85 pitches. But I think with the strikeout stuff and the price point, I have a lot of interest in him. And then Luis Ortiz down there at 6K flat, gets a good matchup, pitching here at home against a strikeout-happy Angels team. However, Angels do get Mike Trout back tonight. 6K, though, with strikeout upside in this Angels lineup, I think he's definitely viable. Those are pretty much the only two guys that I'm looking at below 7K or 8K, and I would much rather prefer Matthews personally. But what's your take here down here? Any interest in Matthews, Ortiz, Soriano, Mitch Keller, who's been pitching good as of late. Break down this lower 8K or below 8K range. Excuse me.
Yeah, normally I don't like playing many guys down here, but yeah, I mean Ortiz has strikeout upside. I'll pass on him tonight though. He walks too many dudes, so certainly understand Ortiz. I'm out. If you wanted to play Giolito, he has strikeout upside, Braves K a lot, but we're all going to have interest in the Braves. I think it's just a good GPP play, but Zebby Matthews, I think is a great play as well. Two others that I like. Ryan Pepio, $7,400 coming off his best performance. He'll face 9 righties in the lineup tonight, and I think Pepio can get the better of this Astros team. Zero, I haven't seen the confirmed lineup, but they normally trot out 9 righties. So give me some Pepio as a GPP play, and then my last one, Nades. This is my ham special. Jose Soriano, $7,800, guaranteed to get 20 DraftKings points. You can write that down. Take a picture of that. Jose Soriano is going to get 20 DraftKings points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I can never fault anyone for pitching extreme. I mean, one of the most extreme ground ball guys in the league. In Soriano, you want to talk about walks. He can definitely walk a lot of dudes there. I haven't pulled up to see the umpire factors yet in that game in particular, because if it is a pitcher's ump, that does give a boost to both of those guys in terms of the walks. Soriano struggles a little bit more than what Ortiz does personally, but I think he's fine. Again, I'm not getting cute with pitcher. I like 6 of the guys up at the top tier, like I said, and Matthews is my favorite guy below 8K. And then Ortiz would be right there behind him. So I don't think I really need to take a chance on Soriano at 7,800. I certainly get it. I just don't think he has a strikeout upside on a 12-game slate to match the top tier pitching that you're going to need. I mean, he's going to have to outscore guys like Grant Holmes, even probably Bassett. He's going to have to, points per dollar wise, outscore guys like Matthews, etc. So I get it. I personally, it's not for me, but that's fine, right? That's the nature of these shows, and that's why we all have our own takes and opinions there. So I agree with a lot of what you said. Pepio, personally, I can't get there. I get the reasoning. This Astros team is just starting to hit the ball right now. Altuve's been one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and I mean, I like Matthews right there much more. And again, ownership's not a concern, so it's not like you're pivoting off a chalky guy there. Matthews is going to get some ownership, but ownership's going to be spread out enough. There's enough good arms on the slate that I can't personally get there. But yeah, excellent breakdown overall in terms of the pitching. Let's jump over here, get the stone up on the screen here, and we'll go game by game. We'll do our rankings of pitchers at the end, right? When we talk kind of our top 2 or 3 favorite pitchers and stacks, etc. at the end of the show. So first game on the slate here, we have the Athletics and the Blue Jays in Rogers Center here. It's actually a decent place in relative to hit on the slate. We don't have really any huge weather boost in terms of hitting overall. There's no Coors Field on the slate, etc. There's no Wrigley Wind Game. There's no Great American Small Park. And in terms of overall hitting, it's not like there's a clear-cut spot where the weather's just a huge boost. There's not really any weather concerns in general. The 2 games that are kind of tagged as yellow right now, I will hit to when we get there. But obviously this game is up in Toronto there. Bassett on the mound, Jeffrey Springs on the mound. You needed Blue Jays last night if you wanted to make any money. I expect them to pick up a little bit more ownership tonight just due to the recency bias. But not only that, Jeffrey Springs has been a fly ball pitcher all season long. He has not been good. And the Oakland bullpen has just been absolutely atrocious. They're the 3rd worst bullpen in all of baseball. What are you doing here with the Blue Jays? We don't like playing this team too much on large slates here, but I think it's a pretty good spot overall here for some of these Blue Jays. They're hitting the ball well, and you actually have a lot of stolen base upside too against Jeffrey Springs, one of the best pitchers in the league to steal bases on. What's your take here?
Yeah, my take on the Athletics is to mark out 6 through 9. Like, honest to goodness, CJ Alexander, that literally sounds like a AA roster. Those 4 are brutal. So definitely not full stack in Athletics. Would only be a one-off if I want to do that. Yeah, same with the Blue Jays, man. They're tough to stack. I know they got there last night, but can they do it game in, game out? For me, it would be those top 4. I'm not going lefty with Dalton Varsho. It'd be Bichette, Vlad, Springer, and Kirk, but probably more minis than anything. And then I'm probably Xing out the the Athletics. When you said those names the first time, Nades, those Denzel Washington, Drew Evans, Logan Davidson, I didn't even know who those guys were. So that makes me like Chris Bassett that much more.
Yeah, I just think Chris Bassett with this lineup, I mean, at home should have run support. I think he's a solid play for sure, especially at that price point. Ownership's not really going to him either. On the bat side of things, I like the Blue Jays personally in this game. I want the fly ball guys. Clement, I think, is a great option at his price point at 2,400. Springer would be a must in stacks. Hits the ball in the air, hits for a ton of power against lefties. Vlad, obviously a lefty masher. Bo Bichette, power speed combination. Like I said, you can steal bases. So I think all these Blue Jays, Miles Straw is a sneaky option down there too in the 8 spot. Addison Barger has been really good all season. So I definitely like these Blue Jays. A little worried about their ownership in general, but again, ownership should spread out for the most part. And you get a fly ball guy, even if Springs is decent, you get the third worst bullpen in baseball right behind him. And this team should have their way. So I definitely like the Blue Jays a decent amount here. No A's for me on this one. Next game on the slate here, Cleveland and the Angels. Cleveland at home here. Angels do get Mike Trout back. He's hitting 5th here tonight. Huge boost morale-wise to this Angels team. This Angels team can hit home runs. They've been known to hit home runs here. Ortiz is going to pick up some ownership for sure in terms of SP2 option on this slate. I think if I were to pick a side in this one, I'd have a little bit of interest in some of these Angels, just as not number one, a hedge, number two, a full nining in at bats, and Ortiz can get wild. Don't love it, but I think some of these power guys, Zach Neto, Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, Soler, I think are interesting. O'Hop, not the worst plays in the world. Don't love the game in terms of stacks wise, but what's your take here in Cleveland, Angels and the Guardians?
Yeah, same with you. What you said at the end. Yeah, not stacking this game. I said a minute ago that I like Soriano tonight. If you wanted a one-off J-Ram, absolutely do it. And this Angels team, now they do have some pop, but they also have a ton of strikeouts in there. So I can't endorse full stacking them. But if you wanted to pick somebody off, certainly don't hate that.
Yeah, what I will say, though, for the Cleveland side is, number one, Soriano can get wild at times and kind of beat himself up. I know he's a ground ball guy, but he can get wild and walk himself. I mean, he can start walking dudes, and then he's obviously come over the heart of the plate. And then that Angels bullpen, I mean, you want to talk about bad bullpens. Angels are by far and large the worst bullpen in all of baseball. So this Guardians team does have some late inning upside. I don't love it. But I did want to just throw that out there just due to how bad the Angels bullpen is. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious in terms of how this Angels bullpen is. They're calling guys up from AAA that have 5+ ERAs left and right because they're trying to figure something out, and it's just not working there. So Guardians do have some late inning upside. Definitely prefer the Angels side a little bit more in terms of stacks, but neither of these teams really kind of crack my top 5 to 8 teams by not even close in terms of overall slate stack potential. Next game on the slate, Rockies and the Mets. This is definitely going to be a spot where I think people want to gravitate to. However, talk about it all the time. Kyle Freeland, man, this dude's a veteran. He kind of just skates by. He pitches good outside of Coors, keeps the ball on the ground in general. This Mets team has been a really good lineup over the last month and a half or so. Talk to me. Are you playing these Mets here tonight in Citi Field? The wind is blowing out, which is a nice boost. Kyle Freeland, but guess what? Behind Freeland is, over the last 30 days, the worst bullpen in baseball with the Rockies. I mean, this team is just abysmal. They have 9 wins on the season. I don't think they got their 10th win yet. I don't think it's coming here tonight against David Peterson. I'll tell you that. No Rockies interest for me. I don't even care about any leverage or anything like that. The Mets I do like, but what's your take here? Break it down.
Yeah, no Rockies stacks. I mean, obviously Peterson's going to be if you're doing a 150, you might do 5 Rockies teams because Peterson will have some ownership, but nothing crazy. But your boy Vientos, who's had a bad season, as you can see through the stone, batting second tonight, which is up where he's from. I think you made more money on him last year than freaking anybody. But yeah, Vientos, notable lefty matcher. But as a whole, I don't really like this Mets team as a stack. I think they'll come with some ownership. And your boy Kyle Freeland, man, he's not great, but he's not terrible either, in my opinion. I think he can limit the damage, and Juan Soto stinks. So, yeah, give me some Vientos. Give me some Lindor from the right side. Alonso, if you want to do that. But, yeah, I'm not full stacking this Mets team. Are you?
Yeah, I think the Mets are fine. I have a couple other teams that I like more that we're going to talk about. I would focus mainly on mini stacks, I think, from the Mets, the fly ball guys. Pete Alonso leads that charge. Juan Soto, Vientos, Nimmo. I think those four guys are my four favorites. Lindor always has upside with stolen bases. Acuna always has upside with stolen base. He has also at a second base position, which is overall weak, 3,400, decent price point there. Alvarez has some power at a catcher position at 3K flat. He's fine, but kind of more mini stacks. I just don't like full stacking this team. Overall, they're kind of cold in terms of right now. But again, it's just more against the Rockies bullpen is just bad, man. So they could go 7 scoreless and score 10 runs in the 8th inning and break the slate. So think they have some upside. I prefer a couple other teams, but they do crack my top 5 overall in terms of stacks. Do the Mets. Next game on the slate, Giants and the Marlins. Kyle Harrison on the hill, Cal Quantrill on the hill. I mean, in terms of chalk, if you want it relative to the slate chalk, I mean, there's not really any chalk spots that I can see. It's going to spread out like I alluded to earlier. If there was one to kind of tag as chalk, it'd probably be these Giants guys here against Quantrill. We know the drill with Quantrill. He's not a good pitcher. He's not a major league arm. I mean, 0 strikeout ability, just not good in general, and not a good park overall by any means is Miami. However, it's better than the park these guys normally play in. So it is a park upgrade for some of these Giants guys. What are you going to do with these Giants dudes? Bad bullpen behind Quantrill, probably the worst starter on the slate by far as well. What are you doing here with the Giants?
Gosh, you said it. They're so bad with to stack. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, Nades. That like you said, they're in a great spot. They're in a bad ballpark, but better than what they're normally in. Yaz at the top is certainly good. Even some of these righties, right? You know, I think they stuck 6 righties in the lineup against Quantrill. So once again, single entry 3 max. I'm not stacking them, but if I'm doing more than that, I would. And then we didn't really talk about Kyle Harrison. I mean, do you think he's going to get some steam? I'm not playing this Marlins team. I do see that Augustin Ramirez is batting leadoff. I don't know if he's been doing that, but I don't hate that. You know, lefty versus righty. But do you think Kyle Harrison will get some ownership? And what's your take on the Marlins as a stack?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, 12-game slate. I get it. It's Friday night. We love our fish fries up here in Wisconsin, but I ain't frying up any marlin up here. I mean, you can't go and find any marlin in the lakes around here. So I'll leave that to anyone else who wants to stack up this team. I will say Augustin Ramirez does have a ton of power. If I'm playing any side of this game, it's the righties for the Giants. Quantrill is reverse splitsy. Giants obviously see that, loading it with 7 righties, right? And your 2 lefties are both contact guys in Yastrzemski and Jung-Hoo Lee. Lee just never strikes out, puts the ball in play, has some speed. Just a really good hitter in general, came over from KBO. And then Yastrzemski has a ton of power always. So, I mean, the reason why the Giants are picking up ownership, you have to understand is when you go back to, if we go jump back to Saber, you look at these price points, it pretty much allows you to do whatever you want. You can play guys like Wilmer Flores, who has dual position eligibility. He's actually been playing really good. Matt Chapman's 4K with a ton of power. Adames is 3,900 with power speed. I mean, you got really cheap guys in this lineup overall. So in terms of roster construction wise, it just makes a lot fit. You can double spend up at pitcher. We talked about how many guys above 8K that I had interest in. Personally, I have 4 guys that I like quite a bit above 9K. So you do have teams that you need to save some salary with, and that's where the Giants kind of come into play. So that's kind of why they're picking up ownership. Probably don't 5-man stack the Giants here. I prefer them more as mini stacks, just filling in the positions that you need. Again, stick with the righties. Personally, myself are kind of the focal points where I'm going to go first with this Giants team. And then, I'm not stacking up this Marlins team. I mean, I'll leave that to you, Ham, and everyone else who wants to go down and turn themselves into fish sticks here and eat that with some tartar sauce later on tonight when you're crying that you played the Marlins on a 12-game slate.
Oh, you're cracking me up, man. I love me some tartar sauce.
Yeah, I mean, why are we playing the Marlins on a 12-game slate against the best bullpen in baseball, too, behind Kyle Harrison? I just don't see it personally. But I get it. Harrison's not going to pick up any ownership either at 7,100, so it's not even like you're getting leverage there, personally. So, yeah, full fade on the Marlins side of for me. Next game on the slate, though, we head to Truist Park. It is actually really good hitting weather here overall in relative to the slate. Like I said, there's not really one spot in particular that has above average or anything like that, wind blowing out, super hot. But this game is some slight wind blowing out in general, about 9 to 12 miles an hour I'm seeing kind of out to left field. It's not super warm, but temperatures in the 70s here. It's a decent park for hitting in general. And Giolito, I mean, this dude has 3 quality starts. The other 2 starts look like he was a little league pitcher throwing beach balls up across the plate for these major league guys to just tee off on. He's atrocious versus lefties, and the Braves should have 4 decent lefties in there. Matt Olson, obviously, really, really good play. Probably one of the top plays on the entire slate overall. Talk to me here what you're going to do with these Braves. I know this team has been frustrating all year, but Giolito I don't think is very good. And the Red Sox pen has been really bad overall over the last 30 days. And they're super taxed. I alluded to it in the slate plan. 4 of their guys have pitched 26 pitches or more over the last 3 games. So they're pretty taxed at that. And decent hitting weather overall. What are you doing here? Are you playing the Braves tonight against the Red Sox here?
Yeah, definitely playing these Braves. One of my favorite stacks. You got Albies that's got bumped up to the 2nd spot, so he's going to be popular, but I think rightfully so. Acuna, you weren't here last Friday, but his first game back, and I know you know this, but first pitch he goes yard. I'm playing everybody but Alex Verdugo, but yeah, love the Braves team. I do not love the Red Sox team, but I do love a one-off if you wanted to get a Duran or a Devers or somebody like that. I think they played this same game. Now, granted, it was in Beantown, but I think Devers and Duran went yard the last time they played Grant Holmes. I don't think they went yard off Grant Holmes, but I think they both hit a bomb in that game. So I think it's certainly fine to pick one of those players off. And then, yeah, you said it. I mean, this Red Sox team, you know, they played those marathon doubleheaders with the Orioles. Their bullpen has been taxed. They gave up a walk-off salami to the Yelly the other night. So I hear what you're saying there, and I do love this Braves team tonight.
I do like this Braves team quite a bit. My favorites would be Acuna number 1. Olsen number 1, excuse me. But Acuna, this dude is so fun to play. Tons of power, tons of speed. Obviously, hopefully he can stay healthy again. It's cool to see him back. Obviously, it gives a huge boost to that Braves offense in general. Murphy's good. Ozuna, Albies I like a lot. Michael Harris. I don't mind Verdugo. I know you hate Verdugo. Keep slandering him, so hopefully he hits a home run here at 3,800. I think he's a good price point. He's actually been a bit different hitter this year for the Braves than he has in years past, and I think there's a little revenge factor here too for Mr. Verdugo. I know no revenge and spitefulness in that in baseball isn't really anything to take note of there, but figured I'd just throw it out there as well. I'm in on the Braves. I like the Braves quite a bit here tonight. And then, no real interest in the Red Sox side. You can always pick a one-off home run off against Grant Holmes, etc. Weiler Abreu is probably my favorite hitter. He's just been really good all season long. Has some stolen base upside, tons of power, and he's cheap. 4,300 at outfield, kind of in that mid-tier. Can definitely, if you land there in that range, I think he's definitely a solid play. Full 9 inning at bats and hitting third. Has the potential to see 5 at bats for sure, and I always like that.
Nate, you weren't here last Friday. Your boy Verdugo saved me $121. It was real simple. Alex Verdugo or Jock Peterson hit a home run. I was given a $121 ticket away to DraftKings today. Neither one of those jabronis got one out of the infield. I think Verdugo did get 2 hits. Congratulations, you got 2 singles. Saved me $121. I'm going to double down. Verdugo hits a bomb. We're giving away a 121 ticket next Friday on the show. So I'm safe. He's not going to do it. That guy stinks.
All right. Well, I hope for the chat and everybody in the comment section here, I hope Verdugo hits not one but 2 home runs. So Ham's got to double down and do a double whammy here just to shove it right up there for all the slander that he's given over the years on Alex Verdugo. Next game on the slate here, Cards and the Rangers. Jack Leader on the hill, Matthew Liberatore on the hill. I think I like the Cards here a decent amount. I mean, people are sleeping on this offense in general. They've been one of the better offenses. I think they're 7th over the last month or so in terms of overall offense. Over the course of the season, they've been a top 10 offense in baseball. Jack Leader, nothing special by any means. I mean, he's a talented young arm, can get in trouble at times. We've seen it. He will have a spike performances, at least we've seen. And then he's had performances where he looks atrocious, walks a bunch of dudes, can't command the strike zone. And then you got a bad bullpen behind him as well. The Rangers bullpen over the last 30 days has not been good. Cardinals, I have some interest here. Donovan, Nootbaar are my 2 favorites, but I think this is just to stack them up against a guy that I just don't think is super good yet. And then a bad bullpen behind him. What are you doing here with the Cards? I think this is a pretty sneaky stack overall on this slate, and I don't see many people going to them.
Nades, if you click on any Cardinals, you're donating money. I think it's one of the worst stacks on the slate. I think Liberatore is great. I went back and looked. So no Rangers for me. The Rangers really struggle. 30% K rate versus lefties over the last 30 days. 28% for the season. Liberatore should slice and dice this Rangers team. I'm not taking them, but hey, if you like singles and walks, Nades, then Cardinals are your team. If you like home runs and triples and doubles and stolen bases, these aren't your guys. So, yeah, don't play the Cardinals, Nades. Save your money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at Leader over the last 30 days. 9% K rate to lefties, 17% to righties, which is well below league average, a 13% walk rate, which is, I mean, he's almost doubling up his walk rate to lefties than his strikeout rate. Allows a ton of power to lefties, a ton of fly balls to both sides of the plate. I mean, if there is a spot for it to go wrong, it's here, and nobody's going to play this Cardinals team. Everybody sleeps on this team. I mean, I'll take a single, a double, I mean, a stolen base or 2 and a home run from a guy like Mason Wynn or Herrera. I mean, one of the lefties, Donovan, Nootbaar have power. I mean, I think you're sleeping on them. So I'm in on the Cardinals. They're sneaky. I think it's a good spot. Full 9 at bats. And again, that bullpen behind Leader is not good. And I like when you face a pitcher that can walk 2 guys. You get 2 guys on, hits a single. That's an RBI. I mean, it just adds up quickly there. So, and overall, I just don't think this slate's going to be super high scoring either. So that gives me more interest in to stack up a team like the Cardinals overall. Next game on the slate, Royals and the Tigers. You mentioned Seth Lugo's name. I had no interest. I actually like these lefties a little bit from the Tigers aspect. No Royals interest for me. I'm not playing this Royals team. I mean, Tigers bullpen's really good. Casey Mize is decent overall. This Royals team, sure, Bobby Witt, play him anytime he's on the slate. Outside of that, I mean, I've no interest in the Royals. If I'm playing aside, it's definitely the Tigers and the lefties in particular. What are you doing here?
Nades, what happened to our Royals team from yesteryear, last year, man? This team, we playing these guys at home. Baby Coors Field every night they were on the slate, but they just can't do it. I'm with you there. It's tough to stack those guys up. And I did not realize that Lugo had been on the shelf for 17-plus days. So, yeah, so I would probably lower my interest. Thank you for making me aware of that. And then, yeah, it would be those lefties that you alluded to. Don't hate them. It'd be more one-offs. We love this park. We love playing this park. And if you get 27 outs, yeah, give me some of these Tigers. Don't hate that. Newlands wants me to bet another ticket on something, $121 ticket. I don't know what it is, but it's probably those Cardinals. Don't play those Cardinals. But yeah, I'm with you on Nades. This we're in lockstep here. So no Royals for me as a full stack. And then yeah, I don't mind picking off some of these Tigers.
Yeah, it's decent hitting environment here. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Not a lot of wind to really worry about. I mean, some kind of 5 to 6 mile an hour wind I'm seeing kind of blowing across the field, maybe out to right center late in the game. But overall, it's not a bad hitting environment by any means. It's a decent park for sure for hitting. So yeah, I like the lefties from the Tigers. Gleyber Torres has been smashing all year too. Javi Baez, I mean, this dude's been rejuvenated. I don't know what happened, what they put in the water, up there in Detroit, or maybe he's hitting the dispensaries left and right. Who knows? Hanging out with G. Rise and doing a bunch of safety meetings and drinking Nooners. But this dude's actually hitting the baseball. Much prefer the lefties, though, for sure. Next game on the slate, this is one I don't have much interest in on both sides. The Rays and the Astros. Valdez, one of my favorite pitchers on the slate. You had some interest in Pepio. I couldn't get there with some other options on the slate. I get the reasoning, though. 9 righties outside of Caratini. It should be 8 righties, and then Caratini's probably going to hit from the left side to start the game against a righty. I'm fading this game. If there was a spot to play, I think Jose Altuve is interesting just because he's ripping the cover off the baseball right now. He's been one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball over the last week or so. Sure, he's fine. I play him at second base because second base sucks in general. Third base, you can play Yandy Diaz. That's a terrible position as well. Caminero, I just don't love it, man.
Yeah, definitely no Rays. Although I did like what's that one guy's name? That Simpson guy. It doesn't look like he's gonna be in the lineup because I think he's a lefty, but man, that guy's fast. But yeah. So let me recant a statement I made earlier. I said Pepio, and then when I went back after you said that, I went back and looked. He actually is very terrible versus righties. So I'm out on Pepio. Wouldn't mind a Pena, Paredes, Altuve, Walker, just righty power, home run hunting type thing if you needed a catcher or something like that. Wouldn't hate Diaz. But, yeah, no Pepio for me. So if you heard me say that earlier, which I did, went back and looked, you were right, Nades. He's terrible, very bad versus righties. Can't strike him out. So minimal interest in the Astros, definitely no interest in the Rays.
Yeah, Simpson got sent down because that's all he has is speed. I mean, the dude can't hit. He's a terrible major league player. I mean, your only hope is they walk him and he steals second and third because the dude's lightning. I hate that dude. He cost me a live final seat earlier this year. That dude can pound sand and hang out in AAA there. Good thing he got sent down.
You were about him when I said he was good. And then
F that dude. I'll tell you that right now. But on the Astros side, I think Christian Walker and Paredes with Altuve are fine. Walker and Paredes are your 2 fly ball guys. Pepio is definitely reverse splits, like you alluded to. That allows a lot of fly balls to the right side, and good thing for him. Only 2 guys on this entire Houston team hit the ball in the air, and that's Paredes and Walker. Everybody else is 46% or higher in terms of ground ball rate, and less than 20% fly ball guys. So there's a spot where Pepio can skate by a bunch of righties is against this shit Astros team. So I mean. We'll see what happens there. But Altuve, Paredes, Walker, that 2-3-4, I think is a solid mini stack if you're looking to play some Astros here. Next game on the slate, Pirates and the Padres. We're going out west to the late night games here. Pirates offense is atrocious. Pavetta's my SP1 on the slate. Pirates are the first cross off on this slate. Maybe if you want to get frisky and play them in the night slate like Hoop did the other day and ship 10K or whatever the prize. Maybe it's 20,000 tonight in DraftKings for the night slate. I'm not doing it. Pirates are getting the X for me. However, Padres side, I know Mitch Keller's been pitching good as of late. You can steal bases on Mitch Keller. I think the Padres is a mini stack. He allows a ton of lefty power as well. Jackson Merrill, Gavin Sheets have a ton of power there. I like both those guys. And then Tatis, Machado, Bogarts are some stolen base guys. I think the Padres have upside. I just don't love it in this park for a full 5-man stack, but I think 2 and 3-man stacks, Padres are pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, Nate, I'll be making my Petco. I'll make a Petco appearance here in about 2 weeks. So looking forward to that, going to that Padres game. It's an awesome stadium there. But talk about this game. I said it earlier, right? You got to navigate around. O'Neal Cruz strikes out a ton, as you can see there, 35%. He's either going to hit it over the wall, Nays, or he's going to strike out. There's really not much in between with that cat, but he is a pretty good player. Brian Reynolds, pretty good as well. Of course he is. He's from Nashville. But, yeah, no full stacks there. And then Padres, I mean, if you look up and down, you always talk about is there blood in the water. And the top of that lineup, there's a lot of green up there, Nate. So, like more minis. Gavin Sheets kind of having a resurgence this year. He's got a little bit of pop in his bat. Jackson Merrill's obviously really good. Machado, Arise if you're looking for singles, doubles, and runs and stuff, and then Tatis. So, yeah, more Padres minis, no Pirates for me. I'm not even going one-off with Reynolds or Cruz. I think Reynolds was on the winner the other night, though, Nate. I think he went yard like 4 for 4 against that team. Padres are gutless.
Yeah, good call up from our guy Derek. I mean, F this team. I hate this team. I mean, these dudes just roll over and just go through the motions half the time. But if there is a spot to have upside here, Mitch Keller allows stolen bases, allows a ton of lefty power. Jackson Merrill, my dude, Gavin Sheets. I like both of those guys. So they are gutless, but I think there is some upside here. And I just don't think a lot of people play them. They're all projected to be sub 5%. So in tournaments as a mini stack, I think they have a lot of upside here. That's the reason in there. 3 games left to talk about. Next game on the slate, Nationals and the D-backs. One of the side is my favorite spot on the slate. These Nats have been hot. They've been hitting the ball pretty good. Lefties against Merrill Kelly look pretty solid overall, and he's going to see 9 of them here tonight, projected-wise at least. D-backs, I love the D-backs here. Jake Irvin, horrible. I'm not buying what Irvin's been doing lately. I mean, this dude's skating by disaster. He's atrocious versus lefties. Marte, Carroll, Naylor, Pavin Smith, Alec Thomas, Perdomo. I love all of those guys. And then you got 2 flyball guys in Gurriel and Eugenio Suarez to counteract Irvin's ground ball rate. D-backs, my favorite stack on the slate by far. It's not even close. Nationals bullpen, by far the second worst behind the Angels over the course of the season. D-backs should absolutely smash here tonight. And ownership-wise, they're going to be coming behind teams like the Giants, teams like the Yankees, some other teams on the slate. Give me the D-backs here tonight.
Yeah, this game, Nades, the total was 9, I'm seeing. If you're a betting man, I think this game goes over the posted total. I'm with you. I mean, you kind of alluded to it, but I think this Nationals team is kind of sneaky. They have tons of power. They have stolen base upside. The lefties should look very nice in this lineup. My guy Wood, my guy Abrams, Robert Hassel III, shout out, another Nashvilleian Nades. We're just rocking and rolling with this MLB. But, yeah, love those guys. And then you said it, Corbin Carroll, goodness gracious, this guy looks very nice against Jake Irvin. Kettle Marte looks very nice. It would be lefties and righties because I'm with you. I don't think that Jake will be in very long, so they'll certainly bring in a righty at some point. But Corbin Carroll looks very nice on this slate tonight. D-backs will be one of the most – they'll be the most popular, right, Nades, as far as stacks go?
Not projecting to be. Like I said, I mean, none of these teams are really projected to be high owned outside of the Giants due to their price points. But even them, it's not a situation where you really have to worry about it. Of the top tier stacks, I think the Yankees pick up more ownership in general. Some of these other teams. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it might change leading up to lock, and obviously contest size and stakes, et cetera, all play a role. I'm not worried about ownership in terms of bats. I'm going in on my favorite stack, and that's the D-backs here. And horrible bullpen behind Irvin as well, who I don't think is very good. I'm not buying what he's been doing as of late. Next game on the slate, Twins and the Mariners. Talk about bad bullpen or bad ballparks. It's here. Zebby Matthews, I liked him. I like Brian Wu. I don't like any hitters really in this game. Twins bullpen's really good behind Matthews. Mariners, Brian Wu's solid enough. This park sucks. Twins, no interest personally. Mariners, Polanco, Raleigh, 2 guys you can play pretty much. I mean, they're getting into the territory. You can play them anytime, especially Raleigh. I mean, 5,200, they just don't price this dude above 5,400 just because he's a catcher, even though he hits a home run every day, sometimes hits 2-3 home runs in a game. What are you going to do here? Any bats interest for you? Late night hammer here with the Twins and the Mariners.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe some Mariners. I need to dig in a little bit more. I know Zebby had 9 Ks, but maybe we always talk about it. We hate this park. We hate the Giants park. So we'll see. And then I don't see him. He's not in our projected lineup, but another place I'm looking, he is. Cody Bonds for the Twins looks good, a.k.a. Cody Clemens, just been mashing the baseball all season long. Got some of that dad juice in him. And so wouldn't hate him as a one-off. Brian Wu does give up a ton of fly balls to lefty Nades. So if you have any lefties that hit a bunch of fly balls, this would be the time to do it. But yeah, we don't have him in there. So obviously if he's not in there, don't play him, but don't hate him if he was. Cody Clemens.
Yeah, Cody Clemens. I mean, he must have heard G. Rosen slander his name. I talked about him, I think, on Tuesday's show. G. Risen said he sucks. He said anytime you have a guy by name of Cody Clemens hitting second for you, that's a bad lineup. And sure shit, he absolutely nuked the slate. Hit a home run. I talked about his fly ball and his power against right-handed pitching. If he's in there, it's a solid option. I don't love it, man. I just don't think you need to play this ballpark personally. So I'm out on bats in this one, but he'd be a solid option just due to position eligibility and his salary relief that he can provide. Last game on the slate is a good one here. World Series rematch. We're out in LA. Tony Gonsolin on the hill, who is Cheeks. He sucks. He's horrible. Max Fried on the other side is really good. I don't have much interest in Max Fried personally just because of his salary, number one, and the matchup. I just don't think you need to play pitchers against a Dodgers lineup who has the guy by the name of Shohei Ohtani, who, let me check the notes, is good at baseball. What are you doing here late night? World Series rematch, Yankees, Dodgers. What are you doing?
Well, apologies to my New York and LA fans, but I hope they both lose if that's possible. Hate both of these teams personally, on a personal level. But, yeah, how can you you can't stack against Max Fried, I don't think. I think he's too solid of a pitcher, and we got too many teams. If you want a 2% Mookie, certainly do it, but I don't think the full stack is where you want to go on the Dodgers side. But, yeah, you said it. Gonsolin is pretty bad. Yankees, though, hey, when they're not playing in a Little League ballpark, they don't hit a bunch of bombs. I mean, they had a nice 1-0 victory over the Anaheim Angels or whatever you call them the other night. I'm going to be lower on them nades than maybe you, maybe the rest of the field, but certainly Judge. It'd be more one-offs for me. Yeah, what's your take on the Yankees? Are you in or out on them?
Yeah, I'm in on the Yankees here tonight. The reason being is I like the lefties a lot. I prefer the Yankees to play the Yankees against right-handed pitching instead of left-handed pitching. They faced 3 lefties, I think, in a row. From the Angels. That's kind of the reason why I was underweight on the Yankees when they were pretty chalky overall when they were playing the Angels. Not the case here. Good hitting environment. It's upper 70s in LA, wind blowing out in Dodger Stadium, pretty solid stadium in general for hitting. I think they want to come in here. They got a good, I mean, I don't foresee them kind of taking the series here over the Dodgers, but if there was a situation for them to kind of take a game, and kind of stick it to them after losing in the World Series, it'd be this one against Gonsolin here, who's atrocious against lefties. Grisham's great play. Bellinger's starting to heat up. I like him a ton. Dominguez, I like him a lot. Austin Wells. Vivas, if you need to. I don't like Vivas or LeMahieu at the bottom. They're fine in stacks for sure. I'd stick to the main guys. Grisham, Bellinger, Dominguez, Austin Wells, and then you got 2 of the best right-handed hitters in all of baseball. Obviously, Aaron Judge, surprise, surprise. We know him. He's really good for sure. Obviously, Goldschmidt, I prefer more against the lefty, but this dude just doesn't strike out. He's been really good all season long. So I think the Yankees have a lot of upside. I get it. Dodgers bullpen's pretty solid in general. Looking at their pitch counts over the last 3, Trevino's pretty taxed. He threw 36 on Wednesday. Tanner Scott threw 26 on Wednesday as well. So They got a pretty taxed pen overall, and I mean, this Yankees team can just be a gauntlet, much like the Dodgers team can be for starting pitching. So I definitely have some interest in these Yankees here. I put the D-backs ahead of them, and I think I also slot in the Braves slightly ahead of them, but they're probably 3 or 4 in terms of my favorite stacks on the slate would be the Yankees. They're definitely top 5 for me, and really, ownership-wise, I don't think a lot of people are going to play them. I'm sure Aaron Judge gets ownership every slate, but not a spot where you really have to worry about a chalky Yankees team. That's all 12 games. We talked pitching. We talked hitting. I said at the end of the show, we'll do our pitcher rankings and then our stack rankings and a home run call or 3 like you like to give sometimes here. But your pitchers, give your top 3 pitchers overall. Give your top 2 stacks and then kind of a sneaky stack and then a home run call or 3 like you typically give.
Well, I wrote down 4, so I won't give them all 4. I know I'm going to take one of yours, so I'll leave that one to you. But, hey, Nades, just an FYI, man, you almost got fired last week. Title went 2 for 2 on his home run calls in here. So, you got a lot to live up to. People are clamoring for your home run calls. And I went 1 of 2. Title went 2 of 2. We were 3 of 4. You could have retired if you bet all those. But so make sure you get 2 good ones. Pitcher rankings for me. I'm gonna go Framber Valdez 1. That's my favorite of the bunch. I'm gonna go Pivetta 2. And then with how bad this Rangers team is and your boy Libator, I'm going to say Libator number 3. I like him tonight. They really struggle against Southpaws. As we get into stacks, I'm with you. Diamondbacks, my favorite stack on the evening. Second favorite stack for me would be I'm going to go with the Braves. Going to go with the Braves number 2. Then I got 2 home run calls. Yeah, these are easy. First up, outfield eligibility, $4,300. Batting third, George Springer takes Jeffrey Springs deep. I like that. Springer off Springs. You can go ahead and take that one to the bank. My second one is going to be in the desert. And it's not who you're going to say, Nades, because I didn't want to steal your guy. It's going to be on the other side. It's going to be batting second, Mr. Wood. He is always up to no good. $5,800. I guarantee James Wood goes yard tonight. That guy's a monster. James Wood going yard this evening.
All right. Well, Ham wrote down 4. He's saving 2 of them because he's going to bet that parlay and retire tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, hey, Title went 2 for 2. I think I've gone 0 for 900 on the season. So hopefully tonight changes the tone there. I've been making a lot of money in the DFS streets. Good thing I can't bet in Wisconsin because my home run parlays, I would have been broke last week. Yeah. But my favorite pitchers, I'm going Pivetta number 1. Really like Pivetta. With this lineup the A's rolled out, I think Bassett's pretty interesting at the $8,600 price point. I like him quite a bit. And then I like Zebby Matthews down in the lower range. Threw some kind of contrarian options out there. I think Zebby has a lot of strikeout upside here against this Mariners team. And one of the best parks, if not the best park for pitchers to pitch in there. So those are kind of the 3 guys. Obviously, broke them all down at the beginning of the show. If you missed it, rewind back. You can check it out there. Slate plans up. I have it all ranked as well. If you're a SHIPIT Nation subscriber, you can check out that. In terms of my stacks, my favorite stack on the board is the Snakes. Hopefully the Snakes prey on those old Nationals here tonight. I don't know if that's such a thing, but hopefully these Nats get snake bitten here tonight. I like the D-backs the most on the slate. I like the Braves quite a bit as well. And then I'm going to shove it right up your rear end. I'm going the Cardinals. I know you didn't like the old Cardinals. You said they're the worst plays on the slate. This lineup has been good. They've been hitting the ball well. They've been good all season long. They're a top 10 offense in baseball when you look at the statistics and the numbers. Jack Leader's going to walk the farm. I think the Cardinals are definitely interesting. My first home run call is from that team. I know our guy Jordan in the chat, Newens. Shout out to my Wisconsinite Newens in the chat. Wanted Ham to pick a Cardinal. That was, I mean, you had a better chance to win the lottery than Ham picking the Cardinal on this slate the way he slandered them. But I will. I'm going to the leadoff spot. Lars Nootbaar leads off this game with a bomb here tonight. I like Lars Nootbaar a ton. And then I'm not going to the desert and playing a snake for a home run call. I'm going to the other side. I'm joining arms with Ham here. Coming full circle on the show. I'm going Josh Bell. I think Josh Bell is an interesting play here tonight. He's hitting the baseball well. Lefties against Merrill Kelly. He's got a lot of power. I think Josh Bell is definitely a nice value play at 3K here tonight. Didn't mention him when we broke down the game. I was saving him for the home run call. Hopefully Ham didn't steal him. That's going to do it for this show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate all the laughs, all the back and forth. It's always fun doing these shows with my guy Ham here. I always get the people riled up. And hopefully our guy Alex Verdugo hits not 1, but 2 home runs for Ham.
Twice is nice.
So he's giving out the 2 tickets for the 121. Come back next Friday if Verdugo hits a home run. Ham's reaching in his fat checkbook and going to write out a nice little 121 ticket to one of you guys out there in the chat. We'll give that away. Nonetheless, appreciate everyone. Happy Friday out there. Good luck tonight in those contests. For Ham, I'm Nades. Good luck. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.